Okay, what about now? Can you hear me now? I think, yeah, I remember this problem. Okay, I think you guys can hear me now. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay. Um, so I guess we should get started. I'm gonna start with quarterback. Um, for the quarterback room, it's these four guys, but oops. Danny Etling and Alex Magoo, I don't expect to be on the team next year. As for Geno Smith, though, I hope we re-sign Geno Smith. I think. Um, what's up, Nick? Um, I hope we re-sign Geno Smith, but Russ, uh, he won't be gone anytime soon. I don't think. But if um, he can't do anything except for coin toss, that's funny. Um, but Russ, I think, yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. But um, I don't know. He could force his way out if Pete gets too um, wants to run the ball more. But what's up, James? Yeah, I think Gino's a pretty good QB too. I mean, he was a second round pick, so it's not like he's trash. um, next to running back. Okay, so I'm gonna start with. Wow, we have a lot of running backs. I don't. Is Patrick Carr on the practice squad? I can't remember. Fire Pete. Well, I mean, at some point, I think we'll have to choose between Pete and Russ. Not us, but like I don't know. I think the Pete style of play could um want Russell Wilson to go to a team that'll utilize him better. Um, as for running back, Patrick Carr, I don't know a lot about. All I know is he's a rookie, which says right there. But um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, Chris Carson, I don't really expect to be back. Especially, I heard that this isn't true, but I just heard that he wants to go back to um, he wants to go back to Atlanta, his hometown, but I wouldn't pay him more than 6 million per year anyways. So I think we can find a capable running back in free agency or in the draft. Um, as for Alex Collins, I think we should. I really like Alex Collins. Um, he's quick. He looks bigger than he's listed at. Like he looks a lot bigger. Um, he's quick. I think he could play a significant role next year. Um, we can actually get a good OC. I hope so. I hope we hire Pep Hamilton or like Anthony Lynn or someone like that. Um, I don't think it'll be a choice between Russ or Pete. Pete having to change his offense. Yeah, he really should because Pete Carroll said something really stupid. Well, I mean, I'm not against running the ball more. It's just we're paying our quarterback 35 million a year. Why don't we use him to his full ability? I guess. I just if I'm not against, and we need like if it was, we would need a creative running game, not this like simple um, stuff we run. Like Pete likes to run. Like I would want a creative running game if I were to um, run have a run heavy offense. All right, DJ Dallas, I think is I don't know. I thought he was overdrafted. I just don't see him. I think he could be a serviceable receiving back in the near future, but um, DJ Dallas and Travis Homer, I think, will have to battle for that last running back spot because they're almost the same kind of back. They're great pass blockers, and Travis Homer is more of that like pound the rock kind of guy, and DJ Dallas is more of that receiving threat. As for Carlos Hyde, I think we should let him go. Is he's 230 pounds, but he plays like he's 200 pounds. He is not like he weighs more than Chris Carson and plays less than Chris Carson. Like I just don't get it. I don't want to resign him at all. Um, People say the NFL nowadays is all past. That's all wrong. Yeah, I know. If you look at all the good teams, they run a run and gun offense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They um like 9 of the 14 playoff teams this year are run centric offenses. The Titans, Ravens. Let me pull up. Hold on, I get to see this. Um, the wait. All right, so hold on. All right, Packers. Yeah, Packers, Chiefs, Browns, Titans, Ravens. I would probably say the Chiefs throw to set up the run, but I don't watch that many Chiefs games, so they do run a fair amount. But yeah, the Packers with Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, um, uh, the Bills kind of. I mean, not as much as these other teams. Steelers, they were like one of the. I think they're the team that passed the most and ran the least. But the Titans, Ravens, Browns, um, Colts, Rams, Bears with Montgomery. Um, Buccaneers, they ran a fair amount with Ronald Jones. And I can't remember if Leonard Fournette is is Leonard Fournette still like playing for them or is he hurt? I haven't heard anything from him. But yeah, you can still run the ball in 2020. It just has to be creative, and it's not right now. Um, Rashad Penny. I really like Rashad Penny. We're just not using him at all, or not at all. Sorry, we're not using him right at all. Um, we run Chris Carson to the outside and we run Penny to the inside. It just makes no sense. It just I heard the stat somewhere. I can't remember where, but Rashad Penny averages like 7 yards a carry on outside runs. I don't understand why we don't like we use Penny like how Chris Carson plays, but we use Chris Carson like how Rashad Penny plays. It just makes no sense. I like Bo Scarborough. It's a shame the one game he plays, he has that terrible injury. Like that was just tough. If we get more depth and guys stay healthy next season, we can have a top 10 D. I agree. I definitely agree. Um, I think the secondary is going to be a lot better because they have more um, uh, chemistry. Here's the thing: all these teams you have mentioned have an offensive line, therefore they can run the ball and pass. When you have a trash line, you can't even run a pass. So I don't think we have a trash line though. Like, let's take a look at these other teams' offensive lines. Okay, first team. Let's go. Well, no, our offensive line isn't even the problem. Jason Shaw, I do remember you. Um, yeah, I remember you from prior streams. Haven't done a stream in a while though. Our offensive never until we fired Ken Norton. I think the I think Ken Norton really turned around the defense though. Him and Pete. Nick Ballore, I hope we keep just because he's a good special teams player. I don't really care about fullbacks. Philip Dorsett, I wouldn't be against giving him a second chance just because he didn't really have a chance. Um, then how couldn't our offense function? Ivan, this is why our offense could not function at all. Not Marty Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer's playbook is drier. Like it's just so dry and stale. It's literally it's a simple run scheme and it's a dry passing scheme. All you do like it's basically three deep routes and expect the rest to just find someone open. And you can't expect an offensive line to block for 6 seconds every play or 5 seconds. I do think we should get a fullback. Um, I mean, yeah, if Pete wants to go back to this run centric offense, I agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. Mike Iupati is the trash part of the O line. Yeah, that's not even debatable. I hate Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah, his scheme is just so basic. Back to Philip Dorsett though. I would give him another chance if it's on the same contract he got. Um, I guess this year because I mean he's getting paid virtually nothing. Shoddy's offense is either an inside run or 15-yard pass on 3rd and 5. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Aaron Fuller, I don't know. I don't unless he takes like a huge step. I don't really see him making the roster, just because there are guys ahead of him. I don't know. I just don't see unless he just makes that jump. Um, he's pretty good at UW though. Josh Gordon. I hate the Seahawks all. Josh Gordon. It's really unfortunate. I wish he. Wait, Josh Gordon went to Utah? No, he didn't. What the heck? Josh Gordon went to Baylor. Unless I'm tripping. He went to Baylor from like 09 to 12, right? I'm mad because it's so sad how we waste Russ's talent and Pete Carroll needs to stop being an idiot. Or, I'm an idiot. A dumbass pass the ball. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. Yeah, if you get like a creative offensive mind at like an innovator at offensive coordinator, I think passing, like letting Russ cook, could work. It just doesn't under Brian Schottenheimer's playbook. Get Peterson. I mean, yeah, I guess. I feel like that could work. Um, but yeah, Josh Gordon. It's unfortunate. I really wish he could have um, played with us this year, but I doubt he comes back next year. Penny Hart. I think he's quick. He'll just never be anything special, in my opinion. He could be a really good change of pace guy. Just throw in there like that end around we uh, threw in against the Jets. But other than that, I don't really see much from him. Special teams, though, maybe if he could make the team as like a punt and kick returner, I wouldn't be against that at all. Tyler Lockett, I mean, he's my favorite player um, on the Seahawks right now, and he really has been in like the last 5 years. Um, but I mean, with declining production as he goes into his 30s, I mean, I know he's 28 right now, but he'll be 29 next year, and he's gonna want another contract. He's never had that big payday, and I don't think we can pay him and Metcalf. So I think unless Lockett takes like a small deal. Oh, he transferred from Utah to Baylor. Oh, I see. Yeah, I had no idea he transferred from Utah. I had no idea. Oh, this is ESPN. So I wouldn't necessarily want them to trade Lockett, but I wouldn't totally be against it if he wants that like big, I don't know, 13, $15 million deal. I think we would have to trade him. Is cussing allowed? I don't really care. So yes, I guess. Just don't spam it. But yeah. Um DK Metcalf, I think he can be a great player going for I think he could be Hall of Fame. Um, he could be a Hall of Fame caliber receiver if he just works on receiver attributes like route running and catching. There's so many examples of last year and this year of him catching or attempting to catch with his chest and face mask, and is not. He's I think in the Arizona game he could have had 3 touchdowns, and then he could probably have like 15 touchdowns right now. Lol, Sahil's Wara. Where you been? David Moore. I think his contract's up this year, so I would get him back on a cheap deal. He's a really good third option, so I would bring him back. Freddie Swain. Um, I think he can be a really good guy to come off the bench. A really good depth guy. I really like what he did in his rookie year. It's pretty impressive to come out in your rookie year and play that much. Seahawks are garbage. Nope, Metcalf is trash. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, but Cody Thompson, I don't see how he makes it off practice squad. John Ursua, the John Ursua hype is a little bit overblown, but I wouldn't be um, against him making the active roster. Um, so yeah. Um, Same with Will Disley. He's a great blocker, but his route running is just so bad. He's got great hands and great run blocking. It's just his route running is just awful. Make you and Sahil Vora a mod. I guess I really only have like 2 mods. Well, since this is like the first stream he's been in, um, you kind of have to be like a regular. I'll make Ivan a mod, but after a couple streams, I'll add Sahil if he's here. Hollister, it's kind of the opposite for him. He's a terrible blocker. He's not a terrible run blocker. Run blocker. I just, well, um, he's just not that great at run blocking. But he's a pretty good receiver. I think contract's up also. I would bring him. Bring. Is he unrestricted or restricted? Hold on. I think he's restricted, or maybe that was last year. Um, no, he's unrestricted. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd bring him back. Tyler Mabry, I've heard some good things from him, like at a training camp earlier this year. So I'm interested to see what he can do. But moving on. Greg Olson, I don't know. I think that was kind of a waste of $7 million. He barely did anything. I didn't expect him to do anything because he's like 36 years old. Um, I mean, he made some pretty clutch catches, but just wasn't anywhere near $7 million. Colby Parkinson, I was pissed at the pick when he first got picked, but I think he could be a pretty good contributor, especially if we don't bring back Hollister. Um, if we don't bring back Hollister, but yeah, he's like 6'7" and only 200 feet. He's like a huge wide receiver. So Luke Wilson, I mean, unless he's making less than $1 million, I wouldn't mind keeping him just because he's a fan favorite and all. But I wouldn't pay him anything more than $1 million. Kyle Fuller, I don't know why it says he's a 2-year pro. He's actually a 4-year pro. Should we just release a ton of people and be active in free agency? Our draft isn't going to be good, so that's what we got to do to become a good team. And I mean, I don't think that's going to work because building a team through free agency doesn't work. Like um, the 2011 Eagles, they had a whole bunch of free agents. Yeah, so would I, Nick. Bring him back on a veteran, Yeah. But no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't count on that. Kyle Fuller, I think he played okay against the Rams in that Week 10 game, but it wasn't like anything special. Um, I don't think he's a free agent this year. Yeah, he's not a free agent this year, so I wouldn't mind keeping him around. Brad Lundblade, I don't know anything about. I think he's only been on the team for like a month, so I'd definitely bring Kyle Fuller back. Yeah, same. We don't have anything below him, so yeah, I would bring him back also. Alex Boone, I mean, he's like 33. I think that was just a mid-season acquisition. I can't remember. I don't think. I think it was just a 1 year deal, but I'm not positive. Oh wait, Kyle Fuller's a restricted free agent. I forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, Kyle Fuller's a restricted free agent. You have like 300 subscribers. I wish you had more people going to your streams and stuff. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, that would be cool, but I don't get too greedy. Nick, I've seen good things from him from camp. I assume you're talking about Kyle Fuller. I was listening to the God, what's it called? I can't remember because I haven't listened to it in a while. Um, it's like the what's it called? Hold on, let me look. Oh, Locked On Seahawks. What the heck? Okay, yeah, it's the Locked On Seahawks podcast, and they're talking a lot about him. So it's because the stream is exclusive to cool kids. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Northport fans. Well, I couldn't. I tried posting in the advertisement section, but it didn't go through. So it's kind of weird. Moving on to Phil Haynes. I mean, in that one game against the Packers, he looked really good. I was gonna make a like an all 22. Oh, no, NordCam fans. I was gonna make an all 22 um video of Phil Haynes like a couple of months ago, but the all 22 film of that Seahawks and Packers game is all like it's only like 20 minutes long. For some reason in Normcore it won't let you put links in. Yeah, it was really weird. But yeah, Phil Haynes, I'm really disappointed. He's been hurt his entire career, and I, I don't know, he's huge. I mean, I would want to play him next year if we can't upgrade left guard. I think we drafted him as a left guard, so Mikey Potty, I'm gonna keep this nice and quick. I want him gone, and I want him gone fast. They should make it so if you're at least level 20, you can have. Yeah, you should. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a glitch we're working on. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I want Mikey Potty gone as quick as possible. I don't even want. I don't want. I don't even want to hear a report that they're working on contracts. Like, he can walk. Damian Lewis, I think, is going to be a dominant run blocker. I think he's going to be a dominant right period in the NFL for a long time. Like, he is such a great run blocker, and he's huge. The only thing he needs to work on is pass blocking, and I mean, he's so good at run blocking, it almost makes up for his bad pass blocking because level 20 people are trustworthy enough. Yeah, they're always yeah. Well, I wouldn't say level 20. I'd say more like level 30. Ethan Posick, like the first 3 years of his career, oh my god. No, it was 4 years, right? No, 3 years. This is his fourth year. The first 3 years of his career, the last 2 years, I wanted him cut so bad. I wanted him I just could not understand why he was still on the roster. It just made no sense to me. And then this year we move him to center. It says he's a guard for some reason. We move him to center, and he plays like a top 15 center in the NFL. And then he has one bad game. It's the recency bias that people are just clinging on to at all costs. Like he has one bad game and people want him gone. Like he was good the entire season. and people want him gone just because he couldn't block a future Hall of Famer, like, and he had two holding penalties. I I think he can. I I think he's a free agent because it's his. Um, he was in the same draft class as Griffin and Carson. Let me look. Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. I would bring him back. Jordan Simmons. He wow, he's huge. I think he's okay. I think he's worth keeping around. I don't think he's a free agent. He is. He's an what's an ERFA? Do a face reveal. Um, haven't I done that? Haven't I? I think I have. I'll do it in another video though. I'm probably gonna like I show my face on Nordcam's channel when I'm on that, but um yeah, I don't really make a big deal about that though. But yeah, Jordan Simmons, I wouldn't. Hold on, let me Google what an ERFA is though. Never heard that term before. Um, Unable to negotiate with other teams. Is a player with only one or two accrued seasons a list that actually includes clear? Wait a minute. I'm so confused. Nick, exclusively restricted free agent. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Jordan Simmons is good for depth, especially when Mikey Potty wants to come out after two drives. Exclusively restricted free agent. Okay, that makes sense. Were you on Norb's fan talk today? Yeah, at the very end, because I still had school and had to wait. All right, Chance Warmack. I don't know. I want to give him another chance. Not that he didn't really do anything. I just wouldn't bring him back unless he plays this year. So that's all I have to say. Dwayne Brown is one of the most underrated players on the team, and you never talk about him. You never hear anybody talking about him because he's that good. Like um, because when you don't hear anyone talking about the linemen, they're doing a good job because no one cares about linemen. But whenever the offensive line has a bad day, like all the blame automatically go. Oh, bad. All the blame automatically goes to Dwayne Brown just because he's the biggest name. It just makes no sense to me. He's one of the most underrated players on the entire team, and then he has a bad game like, oh, we need to trade him because he's taking up way too much of the cap. You're not gonna find to replace him this offseason. That's why we need to do it. Um, that's why we need that. Like, um, trading him makes no sense, but waiting for him to retire next year makes sense because um, you're not going to find anyone better than him. So you might as well look for someone in the draft for next year when he retires. It just the Dwayne Brown slander just pisses me off. Can't stand it. Tommy Champion. Um, I heard that in training camp he was pretty good. I think he made it onto the. Um, I'm actually pretty. He did make it onto the practice squad, so I mean I wouldn't mind to see more of him. Um, Jamarco Jones also someone um I definitely want to count because he's like the most versatile offensive lineman on the team. I think he's played since he's been here every single position on the offensive line. He played left tackle. Um, he played left tackle. I think we drafted him as a left tackle. He played left guard last year. Wait, no, he played left guard this year. He played center this year also. Right guard against the. Yeah, he played center when Kyle Fuller got hurt in that Rams game. And then he played right guard. He played right guard last year. I remember that for sure. Um, I don't know if he's played right tackle though. I don't know, but he's very versatile. I'm sure he can. Cedric Abuehi, Cedric Abuehi. Um, I mean, yeah, he's versatile too. He can play both tackles. I wouldn't mind keeping him around. I don't think he's a free agent. I think he signed a 2-year deal. Nope, he's a unrestricted free agent. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against keeping him around. So Brandon Shell definitely overperformed. Um, so that made his 2-year, $8 million contract worth it. At the time, I was like, really? Like, is that really an upgrade over Jermaine Ifedi? But yeah, he's definitely better in pass blocking than run blocking. So you probably should retire. Yes, he sucked. He definitely sucked. Chad Wheeler. I mean, in that one game, he was just so bad. But you can't really blame him. He didn't expect. I wouldn't expect. No one expected him to be in the game because, like Brandon Shell went out. He was in the Giants game. Um, who else? Jamarco Jones got hurt in that game, and Cedric Abuehi got hurt also. So can't really blame the guy. He's huge, 6'7". So I mean, I don't. Is he a free agent? Um, he is not. So yeah, I wouldn't care for let Carson go in free agency, draft Sermon or Harris. Yeah, Harris will be gone by the time we pick, most likely. But yeah, I'm fully on board with that idea. Let Carson go to free agency, let him get his money, let him get paid, but not by us, and then draft Trey Sermon. I want Trey Sermon so bad. Um, Miles Adams, I have no idea who that is. This is the first. I had no idea he was even on the team. I think he's on the practice squad. But yeah, Jonathan Bullard in that one game he played against the Vikings looked actually pretty good. I watched a video on him, and I think his PFF rating was pretty good that game. So I don't. He's not a free agent. Um. Yep, not a free agent. So um. LJ Collier, I hated LJ Collier last year because he was literally he played like 5 snaps, not 5 snaps. He had 5 tackles and barely played. But this year, he was actually pretty good. I feel like Pete is going to waste Russ's talent in 2021 and 22. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I partially agree with you. I think they're not going to use him to his full ability. And yeah, kind of waste his prime. Carlos Dunlap, um, great addition to the team. I hope we. Uh, but yeah, I think he's a great player. A great trade. Like that's one of John Schneider's best trades. Um, he. I'm gonna actually make a video of I'm gonna make a John Schneider video. So, Rasheem Green. I was so high on him. I thought Rasheem Green was going to break out this year. He just looked so good last year. I thought this was his year, but yeah, he couldn't win that job over Collier. If he doesn't step up this year, and I don't think he'll be back. I don't think he'll earn that second contract. Um, Benson Mayowa. Oh wait, Brandon Jackson. Oh my God. Last year, I wanted him gone so much. He was literally a waste. Like, I cannot express how much I could not stand this man on the field at defensive end. I was like, why are they putting Brandon Jackson in at defensive end when he's 300 pounds, and I just could not stand him at all, and I wanted him gone. Um, I think this year he had that really scary injury. Um, I feel bad for him, but he's a free agent this year, so I just let him go. To be honest, Benson Mayowa. I can't remember what we paid him, but he's a free agent this year. I wouldn't mind getting him for cheap, retaining him for cheap as a rotational guy. Demontre Moore. I kind of feel bad for the guy. He was actually playing pretty well this season. He got hit with that suspension. Um, he's a free agent this year, right? Yeah, free agent. I guess I wouldn't really bring him back, but who knows? Alton Robinson. I wanted this guy since the beginning. Since like March. I saw this guy at Syracuse, and I instantly wanted them to draft him. But I thought he was gonna be like a second round pick. So when he started sliding, I was like, could we really get him at later than the second round? And sure enough, we actually got him in the fifth round. Stephon Sullivan, he so every year I have like one guy from each draft class. He's like who's like my favorite pick from the class. And I kind of like follow their career. And this year it was Stephon Sullivan. And I liked him as a tight end, but when he got cut on cut days or like roster cut down, I was so disappointed. And then they brought him back on the practice squad, so I was like, all right. So I doubt he's anything as a defensive end. Um, he just doesn't really look like a defensive end. He just looks like a tight end playing defensive end. So, Daryl Taylor. Yeah, he didn't play this year, but I still think he can be a really good player going forward. Um, he's had that injury, but I think he can play. I think he can be a contributor. I think he's gonna be really good. That's what I'm gonna say. Puna Ford is one of my favorite players on the team. He's just so good. He's a free agent this year. Um, yeah, I think he's restricted free. Right, restricted. Yeah, he's a restricted free agent. I would definitely re-sign him. DJ Reed is very underrated. Yeah, he is. I like DJ Reed, but yeah, re-sign Puna Ford. Cedric Lattimore. I like Cedric Lattimore. I heard a lot of good things from him or from Seahawks training camp this year. So I'd be interested if he makes the roster this year. Brian Monet, I think, is really underrated. He's absolutely massive, and I think he can be that great run stopper in the future. Jaron, the contract he got this offseason made absolutely no sense to me, just because he had a down year, and he um, he got like a 2-year, $22 million deal. But this year, I wouldn't say he lived up to it, but I think he didn't make it look as bad. He had like 8.5 sacks or something. So I wouldn't trade him or anything. I'd still keep him on that deal and then not re-sign him. Oh, my mouth is getting dry. Cody Barton, I think he's a great special teams player, a capable linebacker. So nothing much there. Jordan Brooks, I think, is a future All Pro. Like He's really good. Um, I think he can be uh, they drafted him to be the Bobby Wagner replacement. I think he can replace him just fine. He won't be Wagner, but he'll be eh, he'll be close. Ben Curvin, he never sees the field. Great special teams player though, so nothing much to say there. Shaquem Griffin is a terrible linebacker, but he's a decent pass rusher and a pretty good special teamer. He's a free agent this offseason, so not totally sure if we resign him or not. I personally would get him at um, a very low deal, but yeah, nothing more. Bruce Irvin, I just don't see how we retain him. Just he's really old. He's 33, coming off an ACL injury. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. Bobby Wagner, um, you know, he's really good, but you can definitely tell he's lost a step. So I think the Jordan Brooks trade definitely um, makes it sound like Bobby Wagner isn't going to get another contract with us. So um, yeah, I think he lasts these last 2 years on his deal, and then we let him go. KJ Wright has come out and said he wants a he's not going to take a cheap contract because of his age. So I'm not 100% sure if we resign him. I'm leaning towards we're not going to, just because um, of the contract he wants. Quentin Dunbar, I would not resign at all. He's a total disappointment. I dare I say a fifth round pick. I mean, that was a fail. Trey Flowers, a lot of fans hate him, but he started to play um, really well towards the end of the. Before he got hurt, he was starting to play really well, but not really well, but like decent. He had that good game against the Cardinals. Um, but yeah, same thing with Ethan Posek. It's like that recency bias. After that Packers game, just everyone just thought he was so bad. But Shaquille Griffin, it depends on what I would resign him on, like what contract, because he is uh if he wants, I think he's a little bit overrated. Um, but I wouldn't pay him anything more than 8 or 9 mil. I think we can find a corner in the draft um, to replace him. Gavin Heslop, I wouldn't be against keeping around. He sounds fine, pretty good, just from the training camp. But Jordan Miller, from Washington, I definitely want to see. He's 6'2". He's from Washington. Um, I definitely want to see more of him. I think we just signed him, so Ryan Neal, very underrated. Um, he's listed as a cornerback. I know he played corner last year, but um, he's a pretty good safety. I think he's a free agent this offseason. Shaquem, I'm pretty sure you mean Shaquem needs to get released. Well, we won't re-sign him if that's what you mean. If you don't want them to re-sign him. DJ Reed, definitely someone I want to keep around. Even though he's 5'9", I think he's perfectly capable of playing outside corner. Um, very underrated. Um, but yeah, Jason Stanley, I don't know much about. 6'2", I guess that works for him. Young, Same with Lyndon Stevens. He was on the team most of the year, but those two I would look into keeping around. Nico Thorpe's getting a bit old. Special teams captain. Don't know if um, he comes back next year. Coming off that, I think he's a foot injury of some sorts. Jamal Adams, great player. I hated the trade though, just because we gave up so much. But he really needs to work on his ball skills. I mean, the ball could be coming right at him, and he'll still drop it. So I don't know. I like him. I like Jamal Adams. It's just the amount we gave up for him is just too much, in my opinion. Ugo Amadi stepping in for Marquise Blair. Ugo Amadi's become one of my favorite players on the team. He's a great slot corner. Listed as a safety. He is a safety, just free safety, I think. But yeah, I think he's a great player. Marquise Blair, he is one of the guys I was rooting for in that 2019 draft. I really liked his aggressiveness. One of the videos I made on him, absolutely blew up. Got like 25K views. I don't know what it's at now. But yeah, I really hope he can cut that injury he had. It just was so disappointing. Quandre Diggs, depending on if Blair can I would look into trading Diggs. I don't want to trade Diggs, but if I was offered like a second round pick, I would take it, to be honest. Lano Hill, he gets a lot of hate, but I think he's a pretty good run defender. I think he's a free agent this offseason. Marius Randall, nothing more than depth special teamer. Jason Myers, best kicker in the league, no doubt. We have the best special teams in the league. So that's gonna end it here. I wanted to get done before 5 o'clock. I did just that. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna be coming out with I'm working on the Seahawks honors video, so that'll premiere the night before the Super Bowl. I think an hour before the actual NFL honors start. So be prepared for that. All right. See you guys next time.